Greetings. My name is Russ Hatfield, and behind my shoulder is my higher dimensional twin soul, a member of Ashtar Command, Kara. The editorial for this month is the continuous continuity that runs our lives and the ways we make it work for us in our ascension path. For a full transcript of this latest editorial, please go to our main homepage at HadesBaysNews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now, for the month of August, we present the Law of Continuity. It isn't written down in any law books. It isn't recognized by any court of the land, yet is a law that rules the lives of most people on the planet. Simply put, the Law of Continuity says, if it works, repeat. This often disregards the long-term impacts of short-term solutions. It is true in building codes, business regulations, and a hesitancy to act on the obvious evidence of climate change. But it is also the personal decisions made by everyday people to follow the examples set by their parents because it is what they learned. Then comes years of schooling and a curriculum that is rarely updated with new information or in the ways that it is taught. A career path comes along that follows a long line of other career paths that came before and are constantly recycled. Retirement arrives and the person now starts to catch up on the free time given through a life of continuity. It's no one's fault and anyone can be excused for going on with what has worked before. Success in life logically lies in continuing where it has led to success in others. But how many lives does it take to look for more than the status quo and see the benefits that come with the higher consciousness? Death has no control over the law of continuity because it basically means continuing without end. The time between incarnations is just another life that continues a chain of lives training for the next dimension through thoughts, decisions, and actions. Let's look at how that can be done while staying within the limits of the law. Continuity is essential for many things, and we could not live our lives without the security of the routines that maintain our existence and our sanity. It is when the routines become so comfortable that they begin to rule our lives. Almost a cognitive dissonance is formed where information is blocked that contradicts an individual's belief system. Changing beliefs is out of the question, so that information is filtered out of perception. Religions and cults depend on it. Economies could not be maintained without it, and we would not be here if our planet did not stay a certain distance from the sun. Life after life, we return to this planet or another third-dimensional planet of a similar nature and pick up where we last left off, just a little bit wiser. The cycle never ends, and we continually strive to survive until survival is no longer an option. Parents, agreed upon before birth, pass on the teachings their parents taught them, and so on through the generations. The flaw in the law of continuity is that it will eventually alter the planet and its people in fundamental ways that will require new paradigms of thinking. Expecting the life of our parents had and improving on it now means improving the ways things have been always done. The reason for the improvement is that it is a part of the ascension path. 20 years into the 21st century, and everywhere it can be seen that the lessons of the path are getting harder as people begin to worry for their existence and the well-being of their family in the future. So, while the law is hard to break, it can be bent to our advantage. Then there is a lack of continuity. 2020 and 2021 have seen generational chains broken with a resurgent pandemic, communities going up in smoke as temperature records break with consistency, months' worth of rain fall in a 48-hour period and wipe out whole cities. Normal seems like a word out of ancient history. Scientists, New Age teachers, and the planet have been trying to wake up humanity to the dangers faced by ignoring nature, and so nature has to make the lessons more extreme. The good news is that all the changes taking place are for the greater good. It was inevitable that the exploiting of the resources of the planet and then putting those resources into the atmosphere would have an adverse effect which would then force action from governments and consciousnesses raising possibilities for the individual. One can sit by a drying stream and worry that one day it will all be gone, or one can look into the water and find peaceful meditation watching the water flowing by. A lack of continuity means another form of normalcy is required, which is the acceptance of the now. Fear of the future causes stress, and that is hard on both decision making and a person's health. As mentioned, now it is time to take a look at some of the ways in which one can bend the law of continuity in our favor. As with everything, consciousness has levels, with 3 distinct ones here on the 3rd dimension. That you are reading this says you are at least at level 2 and well on your way on your ascension path. No one comes across New Age teachings by accident. It is a result of lives lived at a level 1 where there is no more to life than the continuity of living until you're dead without even a belief system to find peace in faith. To be at level 2 means you seek answers to life mysteries. You're a student as well as a teacher just by your words and actions in everyday life. Level 3s take that teaching to the next level, as well as the advanced lessons they search out through the other either experience or research. Or they may instead interact with a select group and work together to advance their learning. All 3 levels will eventually lead to ascension, and it is all in the learning that takes place beforehand which determines when that happens. No one level is better than another because many of the lessons took place in lives previous to this one. It's impossible to tell which last lessons are required to move on from the 3rd dimension, so routines are maintained that have always worked in the past. Bending the law of continuity means adding in new routines that focus more on changing dimensions. There are 2 we suggest to those at any level looking for tips on how to move up. The first is mental shielding that we have done in an editorial previously, and the second is mental drifting. You do that by closing your eyes and finding a shape or image behind your eyelids that you focus your attention on while letting your physical sensations around fade away to nothingness. Lucid dreaming and astral travels may occur with repeated practice, so plan your drifting accordingly. Continuity is crucial. Just make it work the best for you no matter the level. In love, light, and wisdom, Russ and Kara.